What's up guys, and welcome to part 5 of the ultimate guide to Dark Souls 2. Today we're going to be going through Dark Souls 3, my bad. But today we're going to be going through Cathedral of the Deep.
Yeah, so this is a weirdly longer area than I thought it was going to be, but
it's because it has that wee bit at the start for here. So we're going to the Crystal Sage bonfire.
Yeah, so this is technically still Road of Sacrifices, but
we include it in this episode, so fuck you.
Yeah, because we end it on a boss. Anyway, right, so we're going to drop off here first and get this Crystal Lizard.
One plunge.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
one plunge, man.
And then you want to come around and get this Crystal Lizard.
They call me Height Tama.
Right, enough.
Get it? Because you drop from heights and you get a plunging attack during the drop.
Okay.
Alright, tough crowd, I get it. So once again, Cathedral Evangelists, same as always.
Yeah, so they pretty much dropped the same thing as last time. So
Spiked Mace.
Yeah, Spiked Mace, the Evangelist set, and like Titanite Shards, Blessed Gems.
Yeah. And that was the Herald set. That's the starting armor for the Herald class. It's actually pretty good armor. It's a little bit lighter than the right set at the cost of defenses.
Which is pretty much the case for almost everything.
Almost everything, yeah. Except the Sunset. Yeah, Hodrick set, whatever it's called. The Sunset set. It feels really weird saying set.
Anyway, right, so I come down here, and this is the Fallen Knight guy.
This guy's a parry dagger. A bandit knife. He tries to parry.
So I don't actually even know why this guy's here. Just like a random NPC.
To remind you of Blood Bowl?
Maybe that'll be it.
I mean, he does look like straight out of Blood Bowl. Straight out of Yarnum.
Anyway, he's defending the Paladin's Ashes, so that's something.
Yeah, we're definitely going to give them back, but we've got one item to collect on this side, and then there's one item on the other side of these stairs that we need to collect. So we can give the Paladin Ashes to the Shrine Handmaiden. We'll get Undead Hunter Charms, Dual Charms, Morningstar, Crescent Axe, Candace Talisman, and the Lloyd Shield Ring.
So you want to come up to this bit here as well, because that'll get you another Titanite Shard, so I also want to pick that up.
Yeah, and then coming over to this other side, because we're going to go get our first Crest Shield of the game, and then we're going to swap the shield we're currently using for the Crest Shield.
Because it's literally better in every way.
Yeah. So you do want to drop down here. I was just apprehensive because I didn't know if that was the way I wanted to go, but it was.
Don't think apprehensive is a word.
Yeah, it's to be apprehensive.
No, because then you would just... Anyway, right. So the shield's here, and I was going to put it on, because it's heavy good.
I mean, it's just better in literally every way, so why would you even... So that's what we needed the 14 strength for, so smart spending.
Exactly, so you want to go plunge attack this bastard and then just lay into him. Yeah,
he has no poise, so... Like, 2 stamina bars should be all you need. Even if you miss the plunge, 2 stamina bars is all you need.
Yeah.
Easy. And that Spider Shield now, it's nowhere near as good as it used to be in Dark Souls 1, because it no longer blocks all of toxic or poison as far as I'm aware. That and there's just better shields to use anyway. The Spider Shield was really only useful in Blighttown and that was it.
Yeah, so you want to come up this way because it gives you protection from all the archers and shit, but because this wall means you can take care of the dogs quickly and then you can go up and around and take care of all the enemies systematically. Like you could have walked, you could moved up a little bit further up to here and you'd definitely have been protected from everything. But that's definitely the best way to take care of here because then they're all facing you, you can just bait out one at a time.
But you take care of the dogs first because dogs plus archers is bad and archers won't come to you, but the dogs will. So just bait them out and there's only one item in this entire fucking section, which is stupid, and the game just gives me a random kick because hey, it felt like I needed to. I've not kicked in a while, so yeah, just so you know you can do this. Not when you want to, just you can do this with like a fucking 80% failure rate. Legit, I only get a kick like maybe 1 in 5 times that I try to kick.
Nah, see, with Dark Souls 3 I always feel like I can kick when I want to, but it just gives me extra kicks when I don't want to.
No, it does what Demon Souls does. It doesn't give me the kicks when I want to, and it just throws them randomly in the middle of my combos because they fuck you, buddy.
Anyway, right.
This is a bomber. Yeah. Literally, they actually are called bombers. What's the actual name for them?
Devout bomber. Yeah. So these things
sounds a wee bit religious bomber there, doesn't it? A wee bit of a message there, Miyazaki. Yeah.
Okay, apparently they're not even here.
I don't think they drop anything because they blow themselves up, Tony. Right, so you don't get anything, but they might get 72 virgins.
Anyway, right, so they'll probably drop the same thing as the Devouts of the Deep. So they can pretty much like drop whatever weapon they've got, but the bombers don't have any weapons.
Yeah. Right, so getting that bonfire, and grabbing the Estus Shard. Really, realistically, you should have grabbed the Estus Shard then came in here. I thought there was more to do before we went back, but no, you really should have grabbed the Estus Shard and then moved in.
Did you get the whip?
Yeah, I picked up the whip while you were trying to see if those bombers dropped anything.
Anyway, these are the devout guys, and these are just your general hollow enemies of the area. So they can drop, again, whatever they've got, like light crossbows, daggers, spears, whatever. The arbalest if they've got or arbalest if they have the crossbow,
Yeah.
which you pick up here anyway. Fire bombs, redbud pellets, throwing knives, heavy bolts, just that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so now that we have the Estus shard, we're going to go back and we're going to improve our Estus, and we're going to pick up a torch as well.
Oh yeah, the torch is necessary for the next step. Well, not necessary.
Not necessary. If you've been upgrading the fire longsword because you have more titanite shards than us, then you can use that instead. But I just use I use the torch because the Astorus does more damage.
The torch also has kind of like 2 uses as well, which you'll come to see.
So yeah, that's the torch there. I don't know why I couldn't find it. Oh no, I'm just showing that when you beat certain enemies, you can buy their armor. So that's me showing you guys that you can buy the Exiled set because you killed the 2 Exiles before the Firelink bonfire. And now it's yeah, reinforce, and then we're gonna head back.
General Firelink stuff whenever you hear.
Yeah, just pretty much whenever you get an Estus shard or an undead bone ash, just head back to Firelink at your earliest convenience, and then continue with what you were doing.
Yeah.
So back to the cleansing chapel. Me warped back to Firelink because I'm the best.
It's fine, I cut it out, I think.
I don't think you did.
Yeah, apparently I didn't. Okay, that's
Unless we reloaded Firelink trying to see something, but I don't think we did. No, we didn't. You just didn't cut it out.
silly me.
Ah well.
Sorry, I just wasted 15
It's
seconds.
fine, it's PC, load screens are quick.
Okay, so here we are back here. Right, now, we're going to explain why you want the torch. Now, right, when you go to this next area, you'll get like leeches and shit on you, and they'll constantly do bleed damage to you, and it takes forever for them to stop actually bleeding you. So as soon as you pull a torch out, all the leeches will like fall off you.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why you want a torch. Now, not only that, the enemies in here are like ridiculously weak to fire. Kind of in the same way.
They do the same as the dog writhing thing when you hit them with it.
Or the Pus of Man. Same
Pus
kind
of
of
Man
thing.
as well, yeah.
So if you don't have a fire weapon, you can just use a torch. You do have access to the fire longsword, and you can just use that, and you'll just stagger them and just be able to kill them that way.
Yeah.
Or
you can stagger them indefinitely. There's no recovery. You can just R1 spam them, and they'll keep writhing over and over.
Yeah.
Or with a torch, I do like hit them with a torch, and then R1 R1 torch R1 R1, and that usually kills them like this.
So yeah, just like that. So I mean,
usually does it.
Either way, you're not going to really have a problem.
The good thing about the torch is that if you get leeched, it immediately drops the leeches. The fire longsword won't.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, the torch is very useful. Plus, it's good for like illuminating shit. Not
you may as well get it because it's not like the last time you're ever going to run into these enemies either. So you can keep it for later on in the game when the fire longsword isn't as valuable or as useful.
Yeah.
So coming up here, there's a crystal lizard. There's actually 2 crystal lizard.
3 if you count the big one, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess true.
But yeah, so we're going to get this, and then there's a titanite shard around here. Don't worry, didn't miss it just before anyone starts
I
fucking
seen it.
typing shit.
I know. I seen it. Don't you fucking worry. We got it. We got it.
So yeah, there's a lizard down here as well.
Yeah, there's a big lizard down here as well. Yeah. But this area here as well. There's a shortcut in this section. Well, sort of. There's a quick way back to the bonfire. But these lizards as well, right? These guys are like, you should be fine with these guys by now. You practiced quite a lot against the one at the start of the game, hopefully, so.
At this point you have enough like defense and armor that they're not really an issue anyway.
Yeah, you can breeze through them.
Like straight at the beginning it would be more of a problem, but you're not going to have a problem with them now.
Yeah, you should be like, you're probably like level 30 odds by now, so your passive defenses are high enough that these guys aren't really an issue.
Yeah, especially with a +4 restores, like you're going to be doing way more damage than chances are the devs really intended you to do.
Yeah. So once again, torch out for those guys. That's the poison bite ring.
So those guys can drop, by the way.
Just before you say that drop, that item that was like in the middle, it was a drop from those guys, so I ignored it. Once again, guys, we're ignoring ragdolls. I think we'll probably mention this at least once every video. We're ignoring ragdolls so that we always have the lowest possible resources available. What are you looking for? I think you're looking for...
Oh, corpse scrub.
Yeah.
Okay, so they can drop basically just soul packets. They can drop like a big or a slightly bigger soul packet. Or like a small or a slightly less small soul packet.
I think they're both pretty small. Because, I don't start counting soul packets as big until you're hitting like the 10k mark.
Yeah, I suppose. But yeah, so pick up that large Titanite. That was a Titanite shard there, I'm sure. Right, okay, so now he's just trying to look for this shortcut because he forgot somehow.
Yeah, because I had no idea where it was, because Tori said it's around here somewhere, and I'm like, what?
I mean,
What are you talking about?
you should have been able to remember, that's all I'm saying.
It's literally useful. It's not useful, useless. I've never used it, that's why I'm completely unaware of where it is.
Yeah, it's pretty useless.
There is literally no reason for you to use it. Once you've been to this section, there is zero reason for you to ever come back to this part. Yeah, that's it there.
Yeah, so basically there's a ladder that you kick down from up above that leads to here. Which, I mean, it's cool that it connects or whatever, but it's just completely not necessary.
And the shortcut you get right after that ladder means that there is no reason for you to spend 40 seconds climbing a ladder for literally no reason. Like, I don't know. I just don't see the part. Like, it's nice that they put a shortcut there, but I don't understand why they did.
I don't know. Fuck me in this. Anyway, so now we are going to apparently go back to Firelink Shrine again.
But yeah, back to Firelink. I'm assuming it's because we got a large shard there that we'll be able to upgrade the Stora's sword again or something.
No,
I can't remember why we came back. I really can't.
Yeah, me neither. Okay, upgrading the fire longsword for whatever reason. There'll obviously be another reason. Sorry, we don't have our script in front of us, so we're not entirely sure why we're doing things at any given point, so we'll see as we're doing it.
Yeah. It's just like this part, we've not even gotten to like the actual cathedral yet, so it's a little vague.
So, alright, it's just a level up at this point.
Yeah.
Wait, I suppose we have a bunch of souls, so that's fine.
Yeah. So now it's time to go back, and I think we should be moving on to the graveyard section to get the Astora's Great Sword and to find that weird wacky hitbox that shouldn't exist.
Oh, yeah.
Just...
I want to know if anyone else has discovered that, actually.
Maybe. Who knows? But moving right along, we're going to run up past the Estus Shard, go into the graveyard, and we're going to keep the wall on our left. For the graveyard, just hug the left wall the entire time, basically.
Yeah, this is like, that's just basically like the easy way of doing it.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like slightly maze-ish, but not really. But
You can run straight and you'll go straight out the other side of it as well, but there's no reason to do that.
so you want to not
There's
hug
a couple of items.
quite as much. So yeah, you come up here and this will be the Stora's Great Sword. Fairly decent weapon.
Really fucking good weapon. The two-handed rolling attack gets benefits from the Leo ring for whatever reason,
Yeah.
and it has retarded hyper armor. So it's pretty fucking good. It's probably the best Ultra Greatsword in the game right now in terms of PvP because of the Leo ring proc on rolling attacks.
And a cool charge attack as well.
I mean, if you use it right, otherwise you're just begging to be parried.
Ah.
Any attack, by the way, that has like the charge up before it, where you like run at them as if you're holding. Yeah, there's the wacky hitbox.
Yeah, I mean, we thought, oh, maybe it's the enemies that are floating about. It's not the enemies.
No,
It just does it. So yeah, these two items here. Once you pick up the items, you then like a bunch of enemies will spawn. So you know.
Yeah, but we're not going to deal with them. We're just going to run past them. I mean, really, I just shouldn't even deal with these guys. Just grab the items and run.
Thanks for wasting all our time, Steve.
You're the
So
one
it's
who
that.
didn't cut out fucking loading screens 2 seconds ago, right? We had to stop recording for a solid 3 minutes so you could finish editing after
Shut
you
up.
told me you'd finished editing.
Sorry, when was the last time you edited in?
When was the last time you gave me into fucking editing?
It always takes like a million years.
Not doesn't he?
Does.
Not doesn't he?
Does.
Not doesn't he?
Does. Anyway,
You're just
right, moving
wrong.
on. No having a domestic in a video.
We've had plenty of domestics in videos. Why should today be any different?
Not in a guide. So right, so these guys use the same kind of thing as the bigger things, like the thing that's hanging out the stomach. Same thing. They're all weak to fire. They're all right. So those guys are actually infested corpses, which will drop. Fucking what is it? Nothing. They don't drop anything, but I know they can drop fading souls. I think. So.
So I tried this out for the first time. I was hoping like the big giant guy, because he can fire arrows here. Wherever these white trees are, by the way, they are in view of the giant, and the giant can fire arrows to help you. There's 3 of them in the game. The next one's in Firelink Keep. But I just started dancing around here and was hoping like the big guy with the arrows would hit. But it seems like these things might be a little bit too quick.
Yeah.
So
like he will actually fire arrows here, but it's not worth trying to use them really.
yeah.
Because then you're just liable to get ganged up on by the enemies. So
Yeah, which is what happened to me. So Don't do what I did. Just fight that thing normally. Those are the Grave Warden guys. They can drop their sword, I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
The dual. I think it's the Grave Warden Twin Blades, something like that they're called. And that was some undead bone ash that we're going to burn to get. It should be a +2 Estus by this point.
Yeah, so they can drop the Grave Warden Twin Blades, the Grave Warden set, along with Blood Red Moss Clumps. So that's what they can drop.
There you go. So now this tree here, we're going to collect a couple more of these young white branches. Once we collect the ones in Firelink Keep, our little friend will be no more.
Yeah, the giant dies, and that's how you get the hot ring. But we'll show you that when we get there.
Yeah, so moving right along here, we're going to get the Great Shield. Now this is proof. This area really solidifies the fact that this game came after Dark Souls 2 with the Pursuer's Great Shield and the Drang set as well. So this area solidifies that this is a sequel to Dark Souls 2.
People still say otherwise, but I mean, I genuinely don't care.
How the fuck does the Drangleic armor exist? How does the Shield of Want exist? How do all these items specifically related to Dark Souls 2 exist? Doesn't make any sense.
Fan service, maybe. Anyway.
Even the devs said it's the end of a cycle, so it's after Dark Souls 2.
I feel that what it is this is like one ending in Dark Souls 2 is another ending from Dark Souls 1. So like, Dark Souls 2 is if you like the fire, and this is if you don't like the fire. That's what I think.
Maybe.
Anyway, so get that here and then continue on more. So this part doesn't really have many items, it's just a lot of
these
encounters.
guys, basically, they're really fucking almost pointless because of how good we are at this point. Well, how well off we are at this point in the game with like the Astora Sword at +4, Knight Armor, a Crest Shield.
Yeah, it's been very hard for you to actually even have a problem with this part.
I mean, you might get ganged up on and knocked off the edge, but outside of that, I can't really think of many instances where you're going to have trouble.
You're only fighting a bunch of devoutes, and again,
a couple of those grey rat cunts as well, but you two-shot them.
Yeah, exactly.
You can one-shot if you block the axe. But yeah, that's one way to die actually. The one with the Flamberge, he has that running overhead attack. If you block that with your back to gravity, when it hits you, it slides you back, so he can knock you off the edge, but it's still very low chance. Why would you get your back to gravity in a Souls game anyway? That's like a terrible decision. But yeah, moving on, more devoutes.
Yeah, so these are like the devoutes that can drop the Arbalist. Like, so if it has that weapon, it can drop it. So,
taking out the archers because that's smart.
Yeah, so I mean, there's really not a whole lot to even particularly talk about. Just kind of do what we do, really.
It's like a bunch of enemies we've already seen before as well. I mean, these devoutes are no different from your basic hollow. Just their robes are slightly different. We've dealt with these guys before. We've dealt with evangelists before. See, this was the thing I didn't like, just the reuse of things. It leaves us with, it's like Bloodborne, it left us with like nothing to talk about because we already talked about what they drop.
Yeah.
Except in Bloodborne, what they dropped was nothing, so there wasn't even the first conversation about that. So I'm pulling the Evangelist out here because it's an open square area and I'm not going to get locked into like a roll forward through all her attacks scenario when she's got that fucking mace.
Yeah, apparently like just wasn't cooperating.
Nah, she wasn't having any of it.
Still maced you anyway.
Aye. You can parry these guys, by the way. Is this the one that I parry? I think it might be.
No, I think you parried it in the Undead Settlement, maybe.
Was it? It might have been the other one in this that I parried. No, it was the other one in this one that I parried actually, because there's a couple of these guys in the actual place.
The worst part is that Evangelist is, I think it's a rusted coin.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still not even worth it. You might as well just run past that one encounter. Fuck it, who cares?
You can buy them now because you gave her the Paladin's Ashes.
Yeah, exactly, so...
So be careful here. Bait this guy out because there's a bunch of those little... what are they called again? The Thralls. There's a bunch of Thralls near here as well, so they'll drop down and make life a little bit tougher as you're about to see.
Well, they're technically called Hollow Slaves according to the guide, and they will...
Even though they drop the Thrall Hood, but whatever.
Yeah, so they drop the Thrall Axe, Flamberge, Thrall Hood, Deep Gem, Titanite Shard, just to reiterate while they're here.
Well, these ones will now drop the Flamberge. I don't think we've came in contact with any Flamberge Thralls before this point.
Yeah, I think there's one. Pretty sure there's one. Anyway,
oh no, there is one, never mind.
Anyway, that particular encounter fucked me up like 3 or 4 times when I first played the game, so
yeah,
just
and
be
I couldn't
careful.
understand why.
Yeah, me neither.
We picked up that drop, by the way, because that guy always drops that, so that's a guaranteed.
I don't know if he always does.
He does. That was gold pine resin, I think.
No, it was a firebomb.
I'm pretty sure you told me to, like...
No, you just picked up by mistake. Anyway,
Okay.
it says another brave one. Can drop the twin blades set. You know what it is.
Usual stuff.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll tell you again when we get to later on in the game. We'll tell you what they drop next time we see them, because yeah, they're later on in the game as well. Untended graves.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And their dicks there.
So.
Oh, go watch the vine of that guy chucking himself down the stairs. This is what I see every time. Where he just runs and swan dives off the stairs. I imagine that every time.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate.
So
that's
up at
it.
the end,
That's vital for the game, by the way. You need to watch that vine before you can continue.
Yeah. It gets you like an extra 10 levels.
Anyway, so this part is a bit irritating, just kind of go in swinging, but these devoutes, like, obviously they can set themselves on fire whilst you're being chased off the other things, so...
It's good if they set themselves on fire, though, because they can damage the other guys. Like, that devout just took off, like, a half of this guy's health.
Yeah.
So, I'm fine with it. He can attack his own, I don't give a shit.
Anyway, that's just for an ember, really, so it's not that big a deal.
I genuinely seen that ghost and thought it was another one of those devouts chasing me. I was like, who the fuck that? Who dare?
So
But we're coming up to our first shortcut, actually.
I was literally just about to say that.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh. See? 2 minds. 1 guide. So this is us actually inside the Cathedral of the Deep.
Yeah.
Not that we're going to be in here for long, because we need to leave to get a shortcut and then come back.
So ignore the slimes, they're not worth it.
No, they aren't. The slimes are literally never worth it.
Okay, so, right, these guys are...
Deacon Light.
Well, they're just Deacons of the Deep. So
Yeah.
they can drop just the Deacon robe, or Deacon set, so Deacon robe, Deacon skirt, Deep gems, the Deep ring as well.
I think they can drop the Skull's candlestick as well. The candlestick weapon that they have.
Yeah.
I think they can drop that as well, because I think you might be reading it off of just the boss one.
Yeah, they can definitely drop the candlestick, so I don't know what
I know
the
you
fuck-
get a candlestick from the boss's soul, but I know there's another one in game.
Don't know what the fuck the Deep ring is either.
The Deep Ring? I can't remember what it does. I think it's more achievement slots.
So anyway, we've got a...
Our first shortcut.
yeah.
So we're going to go back to Firelink Shrine because we have an undead bone shard to burn, which we got from before we entered the Deacons.
Which we ended up not burning, by the way, but...
Yeah, that's like, we literally came back here to burn it and I was just like, what?
Oh, we did burn it. Right, there's another one where we didn't burn. Don't know
Must
what
have been the
that
practice run that I didn't burn it then.
was. Maybe.
Whatever.
Still, it went a while without burning it, but
I think I went to the end of the fucking boss with it burning it.
yeah.
I think I burned it at the end of the boss fight in the preliminary. So yeah, we pretty much just came back to burn that bone dust because it gives us the +2 Estus and we have 9 of them now, so that's a pretty good call to make. 9 + 2 Estus.
Yeah, you're pretty good standings.
Yeah, you're gonna get like a third. You're gonna get like maybe more than a third. I'd say maybe like 40% of your health back every time you chug an Estus, which is pretty damn sweet. And you've got 9 of them. That's 9. That's 9 times 1/3. That's 3 full health bars.
No bad.
No.
Okay, so we're gonna come down here because this leads to a dead end and there's an evangelist at the end here. This might be the one that you parry.
I think it's the other one. Yeah, it's the other one that I parry. It's the one up next to. It's once I run past the giant. It's that one. The next one that comes up.
Oh, so it's... Okay, and now there's a deep gem.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I mean, that lets you make deep weapons like the deep battle axe. These are weapons that have split physical and dark damage, but they do not scale.
No, so it's kind of... It's basically just a dark version of the Fire Longsword, if you want.
Yeah, pretty much. And this thing just... What a prick.
I know, it's just there, it's just to ruin your day, so...
It's literally just, you're going to spend an extra 20 seconds walking through this doorway.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a big giant here. You
Keep
want
your
to-
eye on it because you can dodge all of its attacks, and it's just a good idea to do that, obviously.
Yeah. So watch out for this guy, pick up the items, nothing particularly necessary. But...
Lloyd's Shield Ring can be handy. It's a good, if you're into like ring swapping and PvP, Lloyd's Shield Ring's a good ring to start with because when you're at max HP you do bonus damage. So you can get your first hit in and you'll do a little bit more damage. But yeah, just dodge past this guy, roll through all his attacks, pretty much Dark Souls 1 it up, and then move on. There's going to be a couple of more thralls dropping down, and and like the rest of the Deacons is like this entire area is going to be like a piece of cake for you until we hit the rafters. Essentially, we have a little bit of trouble there, but pretty much all of this area is just mindlessly pressing the R1 button and two-shot and everything.
Yeah, I mean, you'd probably be having a harder time if you had a different, shittier weapon, but you don't. You have this weapon.
Or, you know, if you didn't just vit dump like we did, then you're probably going to have a shittier time. Because I remember in the Let's Play you had a pretty shitty time.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one that I parry. You can tell I was going to parry that by how confidently I approached it.
So
like, this is the one.
So you can parry it as well if you approach them confidently.
Yeah. Confidence is key, guys.
Right, so pick up the Ember, kill that thing, and then just continue on.
Yep, moving right along. This time we're going to... Yeah, we're going all the way down because there's a mimic in here which holds... fuck. I don't know.
I think it's a spell.
I've forgotten. Maybe a spell. I don't know. I've forgotten.
I think it drops a gold pine resin as well.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't drop a gold pine. Deep Braille Divine Tome.
So
the other Dark Tome.
Yeah, okay.
So now you can technically do the Dark Side of Irina's quest line, not that you'd ever want to.
Oh no, you can do the dark side just by buying one dark spell offer. It's not on just one dark spell.
You don't want to do it anyway, that sucks. And I tried to backstab it, he didn't like me. So this guy's mace is kind of cool in that it leaves these little bulbs behind and they blow up a few seconds later. It's just interesting.
So these guys are... The Great Shield is a bit of a... not a problem, but an annoyance. So you can obviously use the long sword...
uppercut, the R1. Sword art.
Yeah, so hold L2, press R1, and then you break the guard.
Like I did break its guard, it's just when I went to take the riposte it gave me an R1 instead, because fuck you. Alright, so... Now, we're coming up against one of these Aldrich Beast things. Now, you just want to hit it in the face and be careful because this thing builds up curse really quickly.
Yeah. So they are a bit of a pain in the ass. The one later on in the game is a much bigger pain in the fuck. But if you can hit it enough times, if you can go bang, 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 hit it a few times in the face, it will, you'll kill it then, but yeah, as you'll see. But you manage to get a good shot in the head and it's very weak in the head.
Yeah, it only takes 2 hits in the face to stagger it entirely, and then you win because it's just easy. And that one will always drop the Aldrich Sapphire, and the other one in the game will always drop the Aldrich Ruby.
Yeah.
So Aldrich Sapphire is a ring where you get mana back or focus back when you do critical attacks such as backstabs and ripostes. You get a tiny chunk of mana back.
Okay,
it's okay. So this is when Longfinger Kirk invades, and I'm highly disappointed with this rendition of Kirk. In Dark Souls 1 he was perfect, he was so aggressive, everything he did was to kill you, and then this one he's like a passive little bitch.
Don't know, I think we just do so much damage, it doesn't matter. I
mean
see
that as well, but
with most NPCs at this point in the game, two combos are gonna kill him.
Yeah, but if you do kill this guy, then it does let you pick up the armour of Kirk later on in this area, which we are definitely going to get, because Kirk's armour is pretty fucking cool, and it lets you parry an enemy later on in the game, which we're definitely going to put in the guide, because I don't know how many people know about that.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know how many people know about that.
I've not seen anyone else mention it, so...
Same.
So, yeah, just going to move on. There's another shortcut coming up soon.
Yeah. So we're putting on the Brigand Dagger, so I have to change my armour, so I'm going to drop the weight down so that I can skate around. Now, what you guys could do is buy a dagger off of the Shrine Handmaiden for 300, but I haven't done that yet, so I'm just still going to, use the twin daggers and skip around.
So, I mean, you genuinely might want to do that.
Yeah.
But this is just our way of doing it because it's guaranteed, and you don't need to meet the requirements to use the sword art.
So we're going to hop onto this giant, get between its legs, and then we're just going to hack away. Now these guys actually drop large shards, I think?
Guaranteed large shard.
Yeah.
For the
chance of
kill,
dung pie as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure. They won't always drop large shard, but the first time I'm sure they do.
They don't respawn.
Oh yeah, okay, there we go, that's why. Yeah, so they're a giant slave, and yes, large titanite shard fixed. So.
Yeah, and they also have a chance to drop I don't know if they drop stock dung pie, I'm not sure, but I know they definitely drop dung pie, and they definitely drop large shard.
No, the large shards are actually fucking key, so make sure you actually kill these guys.
Oh yeah, definitely get the large shards off them because The more large shards we get, the better for upgrading our Restora's sword. Clearly.
Just obvious, just
I know.
science.
It goes without saying, right?
It's irritating that you can't see its big giant dick though. That's annoying.
Giants didn't have dicks. They asexually reproduced. They just eat a load of food and then split into two.
Oh, that's it. Okay, maiden
Maiden
set.
set. Welcome back, Ray of Thorland.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
now
so
we know it's
good.
after Dark Souls 1 as well.
Oh, I suppose so.
Timelines. And then again, it's convoluted in Dark Souls, innit? Aye. I think that's just their way of saying we don't know how to make it make sense.
You make it make sense.
Aye. Like, so that door in Bloodborne that you can put a coin through but you can't actually enter, why does that not link up? Oh, the map doesn't fit. Why did you not make it fit? You make it fit! That's their approach.
Okay, so we picked up the Saint's Bident. which is
It's a pretty cool spear. It's a quality scaling spear. So it's I like it. I think it's cool.
cool.
I can't remember what its sword art is for the life of me though. I think it might be Perseverance or something. I don't know.
Anyway, so what we're going to do is basically the way to get the items here is just follow the left-hand wall around, kind of like a maze, and just pick up everything, and that's what we were doing anyway.
Yeah, exactly that. There's one more giant in here which we're going to kill because you get a funny series of dialogue from patches.
And obviously
And
large tiny shard.
Obviously large titanite shard. I do it primarily for the dialogue from patches, to be honest, because I don't really care about the large shard because the Restora's sword is that fucking good that one large shard's not going to make that much of a difference anyway.
Well, I primarily do it for the vine, but I suppose we're all different, aren't we?
Oh. So I don't have any focus, which is why I'm not breaking this guy's guard with a sword art, but you can hit them twice to break their guard anyway. If I had any focus left, maybe I should have used it. If I had the objects ring on, I would have got the focus back. Oh.
Ah. Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Damn.
So you let the guy buff like a fucking...
Fuck, it's fine, look at him. He thinks he's hard. He's just a big man in armour. What's he compensating for? It's the martyrs, got a great mace between his legs, no, only the one in his horn. So you can pull that lever if you want for literally no reason.
Yeah, all it will do is like raise... I suppose like you can do some kind of ridiculous PvP thing where you put a guy on it and send them up, but whatever.
Plunge the pedo!
Okay, so now from here we're going to go across and this leads to the next shortcut. I think that's what we're going to do.
No, I'm coming over here to make sure there was nothing on this side of... Because like this is the left side of where you were when you faced the giant. So like to my left right now is the Saint's Bident. So now I'm going to go back over. The side with the lever on it is where you want to be.
Right, okay.
Because I'm going to run past the lever right here. So you want to be there. I was just going over and I was like... For some reason, I've got the strange feeling that there's an item in that top back corner, and I really don't want to miss any items because people on YouTube are cunts to me when I miss items.
Well, I mean,
And
that's
I can't go through that harassment again. I'll need to go to the UN.
We expect them. We expect them to be cunts. You need to be cunts to us so we can do a good job because we don't want you to be cunts to us.
I know. It's
It's
all
a feedback
about...
loop.
Aye, exactly. I mean, your feedback's a little harsh and dick-headed, but, feedback.
There must be a lot more banter in this guide.
Yeah, I mean, it's just because there's really nothing to talk about because they recycle enemies and drops and everything.
But, right, so to the right, you don't want to go up there yet. Do not go up there yet.
No, we're just opening this to show you this is how you get roof access, this is how you get up to the Covenant of Rosaria.
But if you want to do Patch's quest easily and unconfusingly, you want to do it.
Yeah, do this. Just go ever route through the Cathedral of the Deep because it's relatively quick, it handles every single important plot point in the game, gets every item, blah 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 blah. Usual. 100%.
But if you go to the roof now, you then can't do Patch's quest here.
Yeah. And even though it's optional here, yes, but you want to do it here, otherwise...
Something could maybe fuck up, and this is pretty much guaranteed. Like, it's like, if you don't go to the roof, you always do it. And it means that you need to do Patch's quest, make him show up here, and then you need to get Secret's armor here, and it's just irritating, so just...
Yeah. Just trust this, guys. So we're going to go back, and we're not going to go... You didn't cut it out again, did you?
What?
I don't think you cut it out again. I think you might have left me warping to... I did this twice in a row, guys. I'll warp to Firelink Shrine twice. I know, we're good. You did cut it out. Well done. Because I'm sure 2 times in a row I walked from Firelink to Firelink, twice in a row because I'm a fucking idiot.
That was me telling you, no, don't go up there.
No, I know. It was looking like... Just checking. Make sure you're paying attention. You passed the test. Flying colours. So now we're back in the big main room. Over to our right is where the giant guarding the Saints item would be. So we're going to come around here. There's one item here. There's another lever that raises this bridge for literally no fucking reason. I guess you could bait the giant over here, pull the lever, and then trap it in here to get all the items over there for free. There wasn't even an item over there. Why did you tell me to go there?
No, it was just to show the lever.
Alright, okay. But see, it doesn't connect to anything. And neither does the other one. The only important lever you have to worry about is the one that Patches is at. That's the only one that connects things, nothing else. Or, well, bridge, sorry. So, exact same as last time, we're going to get under this giant and we're going to swing away. You're probably going to get luckier than I am because he decided not to kill any of the fucking slimes while I was fighting him, so... yeah.
Weirdly, I feel that this should be much harder than it is. It's actually way easier. It doesn't do very much damage to you at all.
He's barely get a chance to hit me. The only time he ever hits me is because I like roll into a slime or I roll into his ankle because he keeps spinning even though he's only got one leg in the air. He keeps rotating on the same axis even though only one foot's on the ground. Look! Like, he's rotating on the same, like, centre axis the entire time even though he's got one foot in the air.
Can you not do that?
No, because it requires levitation.
Nah, you're just shite.
I'm shite. Right, okay. I don't think physics work like that.
Oh, who fucking made you, Stephen Hawking?
Nobody, but that's why I said I don't think. If I was Stephen Hawking, I would be like, I know physics don't work that way in his mad shitty robot voice.
Shitty. That's racist. Anyway, right, so there's a bunch of items.
Isn't he?
Right, so the items around here are the Dragon Lake set, or it's the Llewellyn set from Dark Souls 2.
Yeah.
Cool looking set. It's not great in this game, even
It says garbage in this game.
despite the fact the Llewellyn set was like the go-to, like, base set.
That large titanite and dung pies from the giant.
Yeah.
This is Drang hammers, and then this item over here should be the Drang pants. I think it's the trousers. Yeah, there you go, Drang shoes. Alright, moving on ahead. This man grub would be alive, but the giant fucked it up for us, so...
I just realised, what do the slimes drop?
Nothing.
What the fuck are they even called?
Writhing rotten flesh.
So they're on
They drop nothing.
there. Really? Oh, they can drop Titanite shards, whatever.
I mean, I guess you could pick them up if you wanted to. They could come in handy for upgrading your longsword or a bow or something like that.
Yeah, remember, if you get any spare Titanite shards that we don't get from drops, upgrade everything as much as you can at any given point, but
Yeah,
just,
I mean, you don't even have to use the weapon we're using, you can just follow the guide as like an item checklist right through the game, but this is probably the easiest route through the game you're going to have outside of, like, staying miles away and peppering them with sorcery.
Yeah.
But that's just like the sorcery start is a really bad start, so just destroy that guy's bench because fuck you. Didn't do anything to deserve it. He would have left me alone. He was minding his own business, but you know what? Fuck him.
I was, carefully, like, quietly reserved in prayer, and you'd fucking ruined it for him. So there's an ember here, pick it up.
I don't care. I'm not upsetting my god.
So,
now we're going up. This is where we unlock the patches.
yeah, so if you go up to the rafters, before doing this, Patches won't be here. But this is part of his quest. Again, this is optional, but we want to do it here just because it's like, if you do Patches quest here by doing this, you'll definitely be able to do Sequence quest, and that means you'll definitely be able to do Grey Rat's quest, etc.
Yeah. So, open these big double doors. This is at the very front, by the way, so if you go dead ahead and down the stairs, you'll get to the room where the cursed great shield was, the pursuer shield.
Yeah.
If you go straight ahead and down those stairs. So that's to the shortcut where you kick the ladder down, it takes you in behind the big crystal lizard. That's where that shortcut leads you to. You don't want to go that way, obviously, because you guys are probably as good as us, and you probably get 7 Estus left as well.
Yeah.
And this is fake Onion Bro, because it's Patches. I wonder what's his full title in this game, because I know in Dark Souls 1 it was Patches the Hyena. What's he in this one?
Patches the cunt.
Alright, okay.
So,
So Cunt Flaps is going to activate the bridge when you get about halfway across it. They put it in a cutscene this time because in Dark Souls 1, even if you thumped the bridge, you could still jump to get the Great Sight and it wouldn't have mattered. So this time they take away the option for you.
Nah, remember in Dark Souls 1, that's actually not the same thing, because in Dark Souls 1 the equivalent is him kicking you down into the dark bit.
But that doesn't involve a bridge.
Whatever.
I'm making the bridge is the key point of my argument, not the event.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, so we've done Patch's event. Fair enough.
Yeah. Where's the bloody giant? That's what he says, see?
Not bloody, he's not that English.
No, look there.
Oh, yeah.
Where's the bloody giant, see?
Oh, okay.
What have you done? He is that English, he's Patches.
Right, so now we are going to go up to the rafters, and that's where we'll meet Patches again.
Yeah, because we need to go buy some armor from him. Because Siegward has fallen down a well.
Yep.
And he needs his armor because he somehow...
This is also a relevant reason for why we weren't spending any soul packets. This is again a point where we can use soul packets to do an NPC quest.
Yeah, because to buy Siegward's armor, it's around about 20,000. Around about that, probably more actually. But it means that we're going to get to patches with about 18,000 souls, and that also means that if there's any... like, I think we only need to pop like one set of soul packets.
Now, this is the Deacon that drops you the deep ring. I remember that now. This one will always drop the deep ring.
Yeah.
But again, they can... I'm so certain that they can drop the little candlestick thing they've got as well, so that thanks again, Guide, for not being fucking thorough about these things.
I think they can.
Oh, right, so in this alcove, in New Game Plus 2, this alcove specifically, there will be the Ring of Favour Plus 2.
Yeah. But you want to take care of this guy, because if you go along this way, along the rafters, he ends up popping out behind you, and then you need to fight this one with the halberd and the big axe guy as well, and he'll probably bring a couple of thralls with him too, which is really fucking annoying.
Yeah, you don't want to be dealing with that kind of shit here.
Nah.
So there's nothing down here, don't bother.
See, the biggest dilemma you'll ever face in Dark Souls is when you need to fight one really big enemy and several really, really tiny enemies. Then you're really fucked. that's when it's pod racing.
Aye.
So that's the Arbalist in case you didn't get it as a drop. We actually got that as a drop in the guide. That's probably why I didn't try to pick it up. Because I'm pretty sure I forgot about picking that up
in
for a
the
little
guide,
bit.
in the
In the prelim.
Oh, right.
I'm pretty sure I forgot to pick that up.
No, you did pick it up. But...
Did I?
So anyway, this is really the last of the enemies here. But this is, okay, Pale Tongue. Okay, so what the Pale Tongue does is it allows you to do Leonard's quest by, if you give a Pale Tongue to Rosaria, who we're going to, again, a Covenant item thing.
We're not going to give her a Pale Tongue, we are on our way to Rosaria, just to clarify that point now. The last thing we want to do today is give Rosaria a Pale Tongue. We do not want to do that at all.
Yeah.
We're going to do that at the end of the game, because if you give Rosaria a Pale Tongue, it auto-fails Cyrus's quest line.
Yeah, and basically you can go through the game and do both Cyrus's quest line and Leonard's quest line, so you may as well.
Yeah.
If you don't give a fuck about Cyrus's quest line, then sure, you can go and do that, and if you look... don't know what episode it will be, but I'll put it on screen, the episode it will be. If you don't care about that, you can do Leonard's quest, but you can't even do Leonard's quest properly until you get to Aldrich anyway, so there's literally no point in even giving her a Pale Tongue now.
Yep, so moving along here, I'm pretty sure I die here because I'm like 10 out of 10 pro.
Yeah, I think you're doing it. I don't think I edited that out. I may have
No, you
edited.
didn't. No, you didn't, because I'm going to die like right about now, because I get round here and then
You just fuck it.
yeah, don't do what I did.
Yeah, don't
He
do
did
that.
what I did, and look how it worked out for him. Don't be like him.
Yeah, exactly. So, right, okay, we're back here again. Don't make that very menial mistake.
Yeah. Get shot in the fucking ass.
So, oh no, I've already done it.
So this is the ideal way to do it, is you run down here, and then where about that message is, you just jump towards the wall.
Yeah.
Just do that. Problem solved.
Now you don't need to worry about anything.
Yep. So I'm just hiding because he might come down, and I don't want him to do that because he'd fucking kill me if he did. This grub is just here to inconvenience you, I think. Because Patches is like right there. Oh yeah, pull this up because this connects you to the side that you were on, because you're now on a different side. You're on the side that has Rosaria. So if you pull that lever, it raises the bridge, and you can cross the bridge easily to get to Rosaria's Covenant. Talk to Patches and you'll get the prostration gesture. If you say you know who I am, he will give you the prostration gesture. And then you just want to buy all of Siegward's armor. We had to pop a couple of soul packets to get it. I think we had to pop like an extra 8,000 souls or something like that.
Yeah, it was about that.
Yeah. So we just want to buy every piece of it. You don't need to buy the shield or the weapon. You just need to buy the armor. And now we're going to move on. We're going to go discover Rosaria.
Yeah. So you can... So again, Rosaria is like a Covenant NPC. You can join the Covenant. Just
never wear the Covenant rune, and never offer a Pale Tongue as like a Covenant thing.
Yeah.
You can do this now without failing the quest line. This was in our Covenants video. It's been corrected literally a million times, even though like the Covenant video was like recorded before the patch. But whatever. You can offer the Pale Tongue to respec and change your appearance. You just can't offer the Pale Tongue as a way of advancing the Covenant, or it fails Cyrus's quest line.
Yeah, so you can still do that.
Yeah, this non-hostile man grub at the back will always drop the red sign soapstone, by the way.
Yeah, and not only that, the other ones will also drop jewel charms or undead hunter's charms. Yeah. Even though none of them did. So as you see there, we were getting leeched. Apparently these things can leech you.
Yeah, they have a leech spit attack.
So this will then obviously put up your bleed meter, pull out the torch, that'll get the leeches off you.
Yep, your bleed will stop building up. I think the leeches stick on you for about 90 seconds. It's enough to build your meter up like 2.5 times anyway. It's really fucking annoying.
Yeah, it's a really long time. So because of being in and out of a loading screen, Kirk's armour will also be here.
Yep.
If you come back here later on in the game, Haysel's armour will be here.
No,
I
Hazel's
think.
pick.
Well, Hazel's
And the
stuff.
Xanthus crown, yeah. Okay, so we discovered Rosaria's. The first option, offer Pale Tongue. Never click it. But you can alter appearance and you can respec your character, and it won't fail Ceres's questline. It will cost you a Pale Tongue, but it's not a Covenant offering in the way that it deepens your relationship with the Covenant. So it won't end Ceres's questline.
Not only that, like the Covenant doesn't really do much.
Yeah.
So just to quickly go on about Rosaria's Covenant, it doesn't really do anything, by the way.
Well, it gives you the ability to earn an item if you beat Dark Moonblade and Blue Sentinel specifically.
Yeah, so it just quickly while we're here, we want to give Sigurd his armour just now.
Yeah.
So you give him that, and then that will advance his quest and let him show up in the next area, which should be a riffle. Anyway,
you need him to show up there because he's going to help us with a Grey Rat.
Yeah, so you need to do this so Grey Rat won't die, essentially.
No. You can do it. Right. You can save Grey Rat with patches, but just do it with Sigurd because you want to advance Sigurd's questline because there's a Titanite slab at the end of it and
that's
an
brilliant.
extra weapon.
Yeah, which you don't get from doing the patches version.
Yeah, exactly. So moving back to Cathedral of the Deep, now we're going to go to the boss, which we can easily access by running out here and crossing that bridge we raised beside Patches, who will probably... he'll now be showing up along at Firelink Shrine after this encounter, but we're going to do that when we get to that. You'll see. Now we're going to go do one of the easiest bosses in the game, without a doubt.
So, talking more about Rosaria as well, if you have her... when you wear the Covenant, the only thing that changes in terms of any player interaction is if you then kill, like a blue phantom, you'll get a Fort Pale Tongue.
Which you pop. It's a consumable, you have to use it and it will give you 2 Pale Tongues.
Yeah, but that's the only difference you get from wearing Rosaria's Covenant. Otherwise, leveling up the Covenant, 10 Pale Tongues will get you the Obscuring Ring, which is actually pretty good, and 30 Pale Tongues will get you the Man Grub Staff. And
right around here in New Game +2.
+1.
+1, sorry. It's Ring of the Evil Eye?
Ring of the Evil Eye +1 will be like right here.
Yeah, it should be like right here. And also, we're going to show you this, but Anri's summon sign is here and Horus's summon sign is here. But we really recommend that you do not summon anything for this boss because it's only going to serve to prolong the boss.
Yeah.
You can easily annihilate this boss on your own.
I would genuinely be surprised if someone has ever died to this.
No, I think people have died to it. They do have this big curse attack that they can charge up and it can like fucking insta-curse you sometimes. So basically you just want to run in and you want to attack the one that is glowing.
Yeah.
Now, Tony said that you could probably get, like, we're 2-shotting everything that the fucking Deacon soul goes into. So, if you like, Tony mentioned this idea while I was doing it actually, you could buff the sword, because if you're only going to do 2 hits, then it's better to land 2 high damage hits than 2 low damage hits, because the extra damage will carry over into the boss's health bar.
Yeah, at least we think theoretically that should happen.
It will. It's just that because I'm 2-shot and everything, I'm only doing like 300 damage, whereas if I had resin, I'd do 400.
Yeah, not only these guys can be highly distracted by Alluring Skulls, I'm sure. So you could also use Alluring Skulls and just kill them that way, but we're just literally showing you that you don't need to do that. It doesn't matter.
You just get into the swarm with them and you just spam R1. Wait for your stamina to recover and then just spam R1 some more. Aim for the Deacon. That's it. I am surrounded by them. I have been surrounded by them from the moment I've stepped into the boss fight, and this is probably the only time I'm even a teeny bit like concerned about my health, and I can just walk in amongst them, chug 2 and then just get right back into it. The boss is garbage.
Not only that, you can use the Fire Longsword at even +3 and you'll still be doing a good amount of damage, so that's
this thing here where they all channel dark into the boss. He like collects a big power thing above and then he just starts sending it all this curse shit and it curses you. That's pretty much it. So you got the doll which you can use to access Irithel, you got the Deacon's Soul which gets you the Scholar's Candlestick, but you want to rest at the bonfire, collect the armour, and then go back to Firelink Shrine.
Yeah.
Make sure you get that armor, because we missed that in the Let's Play, because for some reason it doesn't just give you when you beat the boss, you have to fucking reload to get it. Whatever. What are you looking for?
Just see if we missed anything, which we didn't.
Nah.
Okay, so we're back in Firelink, and now we're going to do Patch's quest line.
Yeah, so exhaust Anri and Horace's dialogue.
This is not needed, but it's just, you know, showing that the NPCs move here, blah 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 blah.
Yep.
But now with Patches, this is pretty much the optimal time to do Patches. You might as well do it as early as you can. Now, this is where we're going to use our saved up soul packets. Again,
so, yep, you're going to sell enough soul packets to get to 20,000. Now, you can sell the soul packets for the same cost. You can sell an 8,000 soul packet for 8,000 souls to the Handmaiden. It's literally just an exchange system, so you can work out exactly how many you need to do. But you want to sell 20,000 worth. Don't put yourself up to 20,000. Sell the 20,000 because the leftover souls are we're going to use to level up and stuff. Of course, the idea is get the key for free.
Yeah.
So
we don't really want to use any.
If you've got 15,000 souls after you beat Deacons of the Deep, go up to 35,000, then buy the key with that. Basically, because now that we've had our first encounter with Patches. We can have our second encounter with Patches. Now this one is necessary. Also that will show up because we've been invaded by Kirk. So there's like a 50-50 chance that the seed of a giant tree will spawn there. So we actually got it in this one because the pre-limit didn't fucking drop any.
No, it didn't.
But this is the necessary encounter with Patches to do his questline.
Oh, right, so not only that, if you did not do the tree jump in part 1, you want to do all the stuff that we done in part 1 now. That involves being up on the roof of Firelink.
Yeah, so the items to drop for Pickle Pea and Pumperum, the Estus Shard, the Covetous Silver Ring. You want to grab those.
Just go watch the second half of part 1 if you didn't do that, or you want to know specifically all the things that you can do up here. If you didn't do the tree jump, and if you don't know you'll know what the tree jump is if you've done the tree jump. If you didn't do the tree jump, go back and watch part 1.
Yeah, go do it. So we picked up the Firekeeper Soul there. That's an item you can give to the Firekeeper in the shrine, and she can remove the Dark Sigil. This is something we also never want to do. If you remove the Dark Sigil, it fails Uria's questline immediately. You don't want to do that. We want to complete Uria's.
Can't do the ending, the big ending. So yeah.
So Patches is here. He's giving you a wee bit of cheek because he's a cockney cunt.
Yeah, yes.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take off all our armour because that reduces fall damage, and we're going to look for the item that's close. That one right there. Now you want to aim for like just to the middle of the little archway, and let go of the stick while you're in the air so that you don't roll when you land, because if you roll it will like clip you off and you get the Firekeeper set.
Yeah, so pretty cool.
Heal up, drop down, and this should be an Estus ring. It gives you like an extra 10% Estus or something like that.
I think it's a little bit more than that. It's actually genuinely worth using. It's one of the rings that we will be using during the playthrough. So
I mean, we use it until we get Havel's ring.
Even then, I think we still just keep using it.
No, I'm pretty sure we switched to Havel's ring and something else.
So anyway, this brings us back out behind the guy that has
the Master.
Yeah, and this would be the point where you'd want to fight him, I suppose.
Yeah, this would be natural progression to fight him. I mean, you can literally do this at any time after now, so...
Yeah. But, I mean, if you want to get him as a summon for Vort, then you want to do him in the first part. But anyway, right, so now we're coming back up here, and Patches will be now here.
No, he won't. No, he will. Never mind, I'm thinking of something else. Never mind. So, yeah, call him a cunt if you want. It doesn't matter. You don't really get anything. Just talk to him. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to quit and reload the area, because when you speak to Patches when he is crouched, he will give you the Patches squat gesture. Now, we only had to quit and reload to get it. You might need to quit and reload a couple times before he'll be there, but he has to be in the squatting position as you're about to see here. And through the magic of cinema, we edit the transition.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, he won't ever like alternate. It just so happened he was squatting for us, so that was nice of him.
Yeah. But now we can go up and we can kick the ladder down so that we have permanent access to the roof. And this pretty much means that if there's ever anything we want to drop for Pickle Pea and Pumperum later on, then we can do that without having to do the tree jump.
Yeah. Again, if you want to know the drops for Pickle Pea and Pumperum, is in the description for
episode
part 1.
Yeah.
Now, again, just to mention Pickle Pea and Pumperum, again, go and watch part 1, but just quickly, it's like a part of the game. If you go to the end, there's like a nest. You can drop items in the nest, and it will exchange the item for a different item.
Yeah, like Snuggler the Crow in Dark Souls 1, like the Crow's Nest in Things Betwixt in Dark Souls 2,
Yeah.
like the Crow in Demon Souls and Shrine of Storms. You get the gist of it. Was there a Snuggler the Crow in Bloodborne? No, there wasn't. I don't remember.
think so.
No, because you couldn't drop items in Bloodborne. You could only discard.
The bastards.
I know, they stopped us trading items. God, Bloodborne was so fucking bare bones when you think of the actual UI. Never mind. Getting off topic. So,
You were just checking to see if we had anything to do or not, but
I don't think we do. I think that's it.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
pretty much
what
just
we want to
level.
do now is just level up with the last of our souls. I think I talked to this guy, but then I realised we don't need to talk to him again until after we beat the Abyss Watchers, which is the next area.
apparently you had something.
I think I'm talking to Leonard because we discovered Rosaria's covenant.
Oh yeah, he does give you an extra bit of dialogue.
Yeah.
Which-
He's like, now invade and pillage.
Yeah.
Alright, so you just what? Just find the nearest like farming village and go what?
Just rape all the women.
Aye. That's what it sounds like he's saying.
It is. So right, okay, so just level up with the souls you've got, and then just that's it for this part.
He sounds like an enabler. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So that was a lot longer than I expected, to be honest.
Yeah, Deacons of the Deep. Done.
Aye.
So hopefully you
Deep
learned something.
Under.
That's terrible, right? I'm just going to end it here, but hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully it was informative. And we'll see you in the next part.
How
which
many
is
of you
Fire.
enjoyed my deep under joke more than the actual video? Let me know in the comments.
Nobody will be watching this.
You don't fucking know.